When you're trying to align to your soul and your soul's purpose, is it really 100% of your free will? Do you have total and complete freedom to do that at any time? That's what we're going to talk about today. Hi, my name is Tamala Malay, your empowerment partner, and I help hundreds of people align to their soul purpose, clear blocks and restrictions that are keeping them in any limitation, and help you live your greatness and your full empowered life every single day. I'm going to talk about soul alignment and free will. So, there are some aspects that we want to clarify before we get started. What is free will? Well, right now, our understanding of free will is I can make any choice at any time in any experience or environment that I want to. That would be free will. And so the question that we're talking about today is that really a functional reality in our experience? So we're going to talk about three different things. One is our beliefs and paradigms. So, do we really have 100% free will to choose anything that we want to do to align with our soul purpose, to align with our soul's highest vibration? If we have limiting beliefs, if we have paradigms that we bought into that maybe restrict our connection to the fullness of who we are at soul level. So I'll give you an example. If you are aligning to your soul purpose and you come to the understanding that you are a divine being and that you deserve to be wealthy, to have monetary income that's going to support your business or your life so that you can serve more, so that you can be out in the world and share your message more, and so that you can be abundant in the reality of your third dimension. Okay, so you're believing that, you're putting in place the law of attraction, you're trying everything that you can do to make that happen because it feels true for you when you check that into your soul, but for some reason you're not able to free will it into happening, right? You can't just say it and it's showing up in your experience. So what you want to do is you want to check if you have any belief mechanisms or any paradigms that are blocking or restricting you from having that in your reality. Because the truth is, our beliefs and the paradigms that we have agreed to or bought into will limit our free will. It's like literally a wall is built between us and the thing that we desire that's on the other side of that wall. And so what does that mean? If you believe that you have to work hard in order to make money, then you're going to be the person that's working 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 hours a week to barely get by. If you buy into the paradigm that the man or is the provider or the husband is the provider and you're a female and you're wanting to ramp up your business, ramp up your income, move forward in your career and in finances, but you and your husband are already matching, or um, if you went to the next level, you would exceed your husband, and you have this belief mechanism or this paradigm that the husband has to make more than the wife, then you're not going to be able to get up here until you clear out that belief or clear yourself from that paradigm. And so what that means is, in reference to financial abundance, you do not have free will. So the second thing we're going to talk about are past life choices. And any of you that have worked with me, you know that I offer psychic work, but I also offer Akashic record work, which is where we go into past lives and talk about any choices that you made, any decisions, any experiences that you had that you're still carrying the consequences of in this current incarnation. And what that means is when we make a choice, we get a consequence. That's the way it works universally. And when I say consequence, it's not a negative thing. It is just the result of a choice, right? You could deem that result to be positive. You could deem it to be neutral. You could deem it to be negative. It doesn't matter. It's just the result of your choice. And so what happens is when we make choices in our third dimension, while we're in a body, and we have a consequence, and we don't resolve that consequence, which means we don't make a different choice if it's something that's blocking us or restricting us or something that we have deemed to be negative. If we don't make a different choice while we're in a body, then when we die, we come back in our new incarnation and we still have this resonance in our energy field and in our third dimension that's going to continue to attract the same or similar types of circumstances until we make a different choice. And so what that means is if you're trying to make that $1 million and you're trying to be abundant, but you made some choices in a previous life that gave the result of poverty. It could be things like taking a vow of poverty if you join the church, which many of us did back in the day, some of us many times. And if you have that vow of poverty still resonating in your vibrational field, in your subconscious, in your incarnation resonance, right? Because when you were born again, you brought that with you. So if you have this vow of poverty in your energy, in your environment, in your belief system, in your I agreed to this, then you're not going to be able to attract that $1 million that you want to have. So in that particular instance, you do not have free will to create that $1 million. Do you think you have this showing up in your experience? Put in the comments and let me know. And the third thing that I want to talk about are thought forms. And thought forms are things that we think. And we know we have a thought, we don't give it energy, it dissipates. We have a thought, we give it energy, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, right? And thought forms can get so big that they can take on a life of their own. Other people can buy into them, like fear is an independent thought form. Anybody can tap into fear at any time, right? And what happens is those thought forms then feed off of our own energy and they become true for us. And so we're going to use the example of financial abundance. So maybe this thought form could have been created from your childhood. Most thought forms are current incarnation. And so what that means is there are things that we think in our current life experience. And so it could be something from our childhood. It could be something from yesterday. It doesn't matter. But what it is a thought that we had, and then we had another thought and another thought and another thought that gave it more power. What happens is we have a thought, we give it energy by saying, oh gosh, that's true. I'm not worthy. And we have an emotion, and that emotion will give it energy. And then we think, you know, my parents told me when I was a kid that I was dumb or I was stupid or I was less than. And then that gives that unworthy energy more power, more confidence, more certainty. And then comes the next thought, oh gosh, you know, I had a relationship and they also said that I wasn't worthy, that I was less than. And so that was more evidence. And then it gets bigger, right? And so we keep adding these thoughts in that agree with the thought that I can't, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough, I'm not intelligent enough, I don't know how, right? All of those. And what happens is those thoughts build a brick wall for you around what you're able to access. So all that I can't, I'm unworthy is putting a block between you and that $1 million you want to create on the other side of that wall. So in that particular instance, you do not have free will to create that $1 million in your experience or to have that financial abundance that you want to create. So, can someone force you to do something against your will? No, absolutely not. We force our own selves to do things either for our will or against our will. And while we may have thoughts of, I want to make $1 million and it's my will to make $1 million, if we have these subconscious, unconscious, past life, energetic entanglements and connections, what we're doing is we're maintaining a status quo that is going to keep us disconnected from this stuff that we want to do. So it's not someone else impacting our free will, it's us. You also can't force someone else to do something against their will because they are the ones making the choice about whether they want to do the thing or not do the thing. And it will be based on their present life or past life blocks and restrictions, their paradigms, their belief systems, all of these things that are subconsciously helping them make that choice to either empower themselves or disempower themselves. So you can't force someone to do something. You can only encourage them to be their best and do their best always. So if you want to have optimal health, if you want to cleanse your energy system, if you want to have healing, if you want to really experience changes in your experience, I offer multiple opportunities and sessions for you to be able to do that. And I'll put some links below in the description. Remember, everything about our incarnations now are about our own soul alignment, about our deep healing that we offer ourselves, how we cleanse our energy field from our past choices. We make new empowered choices to move forward, and we really awaken to who we truly are, a divine empowered being. So if you'd like more help in awakening your higher self and connecting to your soul purpose, make sure that you subscribe to this channel and click the bell so that you get notifications when I upload new content every Wednesday.